Hey guys, what's going on? It's Talk for Us TV here. We're all back with another preview. I've got the one and only Mr. Barnsley, aka Explosive Turton, to my left.
Yes, hello there. It's good to be back.
Right. Obviously, you look a lot more happier than before. We've got Will on Saturday and we've got a new manager in charge in Steve Cooper. So
We do indeed.
how do you feel?
What about Millwall or about Cooper?
Both.
Well, we'll start with Steve Cooper. It was very well documented that I wasn't a fan of Houghton. So when I listened to Steve Cooper this morning of what he said yesterday, it actually sounds like we may have the manager that clicks with the actual vision off the field. I don't I don't feel like now there's a gap between like the different mentalities. I think you've now got a head coach that will work with the academy players, work with players in the first team. There'll be a pathway through. If someone like an Atif Konate has a blistering couple of months, then you could see him get a go in the first team. I mean, Swansea did use a lot of their academy players during Steve Cooper's time there. So, I mean, I think it's a positive. I think you're going to see a lot more goals. I mean, people say it's a defensive style. If a defensive style is not messing around with it at the back, getting it forward as quick as possible, and then scoring goals, then I'm all for that defensive style because that's not the defensive style we have been playing. On to Millwall. See, as you asked me two questions in one. You know what you're going to get from Millwall? You're going to get Gary Rowett with his rubbish trainers for a
Palmer.
starter. Eh?
Palmer.
But anyway.
Palmer trainers, obviously, he's the Primonian.
Then you're going to get a battling performance. They're going to put themselves about. They've got a big lad up front in Matt Smith. They've got Jed Wallace out wide, but apparently they do have a lot of injuries. So, and a small squad. So, let's just hope that with our more superior sized squad, that we can, I don't know, make a bit of an impact and maybe get the first home win of the season.
Could you see us sticking to that 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, or could you see Steve Cooper implementing his style? I know he played 3-5-2 at Swansea anyway, but could you see us changing that sort of formation?
I'd just go with why would you change a winning system? I mean, yes, it was one game, but at the same time, none of the back three looked like they were alien to that scenario. Worrell was Worrell. Figueiredo looked more like a central defender in a back three. McKenna, I mean, I'm sure you could ask McKenna to play up front and he'd do the same amount of work ethic. So, in that respect, I think the fullbacks / wing backs are more suited to the wing backs more than full backs because they can go forward and then know there's cover at the back. If I was going to change anything, it'd be the makeup of the midfield too. I mean, yes, Yates and Garner probably had the best games of the season, but again, you know what you're going to get from those two. And I think you need one of the players where you know what you're going to get, another that's a bit kind of random. But then you've got, it all depends on how he views his squad because we have got 3 games in 9 days. So, my second favourite team, as Dan likes to always remind me, Barnsley, thought I'd get it in there before he started.
Oh, you can't beat Barnsley.
That there'll probably be a bit of rotation with probably Mighton coming in. Zinchenko will probably come in. You'll probably see a second striker come in. I mean, by second striker, I mean one of Zande Silva or Taylor for grabbing. And then you've got a choice to make whether you play Drager and Ayeda because they're now back out of quarantine.
And I don't say them two should be back in the. Well, they should be in the squad now. So obviously, you imagine that they'll be training this week ahead of Saturday.
Well, you'd like to think that at least get a place on the bench, but then again, it's Forest, and we have about 20 million different players, so not everybody's going to get on the pitch and on the bench. And I think you've got to be careful with what your opinion is on the selections that Cooper makes. He may not select Jack Colback every week on the bench. Sorry, Matthew Wilkinson, I've used Colback as an example again. But he may not get on the bench. But Ayeda may get on the bench. João Carvalho may not get on the bench every week, but you may get Zande Silva on the bench. It's all about how you rotate your bench, rotate your squad, so that it isn't as predictable for the opposition to go, well, there's your 7 subs, there's your starting 11, let's go.
Yeah. It will be interesting. I mean, do you think as well with Stephen Reid staying will be a massive plus for the place? I mean, I know it was certainly one win, but it must have won them over within that 48 hours for Forest to actually get that win on Saturday.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't take a genius to fix some of the things that were going wrong. I mean, we've said it on countless amounts of red and white shows. If you just get the ball forward away from the back 4 or back 3, as it was, then you're not going to see as many mistakes because the ball's not there in disastrous areas that can massively hurt you. If you stumble on the ball on the edge of their box, it's going to be a lot different consequence if you stumble on it on the edge of your own box. And it's just that thing of looking what the strengths are, going towards the strengths. If you know there's a weakness, then double up on the weakness. Like Yates. You know Yates isn't going to be the most comfortable on the ball when he's not got an option. So always give Yates an option. I mean, I've stood there and watched 4 home games, is it now?
Well, it depends. We can't do cup games then.
Well, I'm just counting the league games because I didn't go to the cup games, but to me, it's evident what needed to happen. I think everybody in the ground could see what was going on. It's just blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
And we are not a mess. We are not in a catastrophic position like Derby.
I'm Reading.
Yes, about Reading. That news was brilliant to me because I love Reading just as much as I love Derby. So
I'm Barnsley.
Well, no, Barnsley's one of those where it's just the bogey side for Forest. Reading's just one which I don't like because they want to be different. They want to be kind of, oh, we're near London, so we should kick off at 8 o'clock instead of 7:45. And oh, you must have had a conspiracy theory and planted a load of water on the City Ground pitch. We had that waterlogged game off. That to me just screamed kind of jealousy that you were scared and you obviously didn't want to face Forest. But anyway, this isn't me hating Reading show. It's a preview to Millwall.
Yeah. The rivals. But what will be your scoreline for Saturday?
Now, I said this to Henry off No One Likes Us Talking podcast yesterday. I think 2-1 Forest. I think we'll score, but I do think that Matt Smith will score a goal against us because we just don't deal with balls into the box very well in high positions, and Matt Smith is the one I fear the most for Millwall.
Yeah, I don't say he scored twice against us last time, didn't he?
Wasn't it a hat trick?
Oh, a hat trick, one of the two.
Just before lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a hat trick before lockdown. So I'd like to say thank you for the exclusive turton for coming on.
No worries, Dan. I appreciate you inviting me on again.
It's right. You're becoming the regular person at that time. Yeah. So I'd like to say thank you for watching and goodbye.